Welcome back to episode 4 of Becoming Next Level Lucy. Now, I actually skipped a week, so I wanted to be fully transparent about that. I had some stuff going on in my personal life that, if I'm honest, just took my energy and took my focus away from all the stuff like social media and putting out content, because I think some things in life, I call them curveballs, right? And they come out of nowhere and they literally sideswipe you. And I think sometimes you have to be prepared to do what it takes to get through those times. And sometimes things will slip. And so this week I want to talk a little bit about curveballs, talk about how when life sometimes feels like it's falling apart, actually sometimes it's falling apart so you can put it back together better. And how over the last 2 weeks I've been through, something that I would never wish upon anybody, but equally that I know will be the making of something stronger. So welcome back to episode 4. In this week, we're going to talk all about hair extensions, being a dog mom, and when life throws you curveballs.
So, dog mom life, What's it like?
Well, I've got sausage dog socks, so I take it exceptionally seriously.
According to Mina and Jasper, I am the best dog mom on the planet. They bought me a key ring, so that means it's official. Do you know what? Having just Jasper, looking back now, was so easy. He was so easy. And then we thought, do you know what? Let's just mix things up a bit and let's get a puppy and we'll get a French bulldog. Now, if I had known what clingy, crazed, love-obsessed dogs they are, I don't know whether I'd have been able to do it, but equally, I don't know if I'd ever be able to have not done it.
Are you a bit intense? Can I have a kiss?
No, because I called her intense. She's just so clingy. Like, she just loves a cuddle. She wants to be where you are. Like, Jasper's quite independent. He's over on the other sofa right now. Like, he's just chilling, doing his thing. And she's just very different. So between them, they're just quite full on. They need lots of exercise, they need lots of attention, lots of energy. She's raw fed, he's not, and because they're so intense, it means most of the time it's full on top of us. It's like us that has to do it. So I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I think sometimes you underestimate what it takes to be a dog mom. They're not just a pet. They are like full on part of your life. And I think if you don't have a dog, or maybe you're thinking about getting one, like really think about it, because one of the things that I think that we could have really done when we moved here is finding somebody to help us out on a weekly basis, even if we didn't need them, because actually we need that constant ongoing support. And I think it's the same whether you have kids or pets or whatever, to have that real independence. So yeah, being a dog mom to these two is the best thing ever, but they are cheeky little monkeys, aren't you? Are you a cheeky monkey? So I thought we'd talk a little bit about curveballs, because I have had many in my working life and in my personal life that have completely thrown me off course. And there's so many, I couldn't even list them all. And I think that sometimes when you're going for something big, when you've got massive goals, when you've got a big vision, when you are, really striving for something, often what can happen in that moment is that you actually manifest these extra hurdles, because whether it's the universe wanting to test you or whether actually it's you wanting to test your own resolve. And I think curveballs come because we need to do more, or we need to become more. And I truly believe the last 2020 was just one big fat curveball for everybody. And I think it gave people the ability to grow, to strive for more. It gave people clarity. It gave people direction. It also took a lot from us. But I do believe in future years we will see why that happened. And I think that if you have that mentality that is willing to see things differently, you're willing to address change, you're willing to be adaptable, you're willing to be optimistic, positive, and see things, ultimately differently than the way that they literally look on the surface, then I feel like that is a huge success tool, I guess. It's a resource that you can fall in on whenever things feel difficult. And, for me right now, I'm going through stuff in my personal life, which is really challenging mentally and emotionally, whilst also being in the busiest season of, my album business. I'm also consulting on an event project that's happening in the summer. And so my diary is just pretty full. And even in the time that it's not full, my brain is full, right? And so handling my emotions and managing my state has been something that has been a daily battle. And by say battle, I never use the word struggle. I absolutely fucking hate the word struggle. If someone says I'm struggling with this, I'm like, you're not, because if you were, then you physically wouldn't be here. A struggle means that you're not getting out of bed. A struggle means you're not moving forward, right? So, you know, I'm not invalidating people's challenges and problems, because Jesus Christ, we all have them. But I think it's about remembering that we can't expect to live a greater life, a fuller life, a better life, a happier life while we're talking about our struggles and strife. And I think language is a huge part of reframing whatever curveball you're facing to see it differently. And so when I see things, I call them challenges. I don't have problems, I have challenges. I have things to overcome. I have solutions to find. I have a mindset to overcome. I have a mindset to improve, you know, rather than, oh, I have this problem, I don't know how to deal with it. You know, it's just all where we speak, and you speak what you want into being, right? Everything that you say becomes a reality, whether it's a reality now or reality later. And if you speak into what you don't want, if you talk about all the things that are going wrong in your life or that you don't enjoy, and this isn't even about the law of attraction, guys, this is just about reprogramming your own bloody mind, right? What that level of suggestibility that we have when we're in an emotional state is massive, right? So we have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. The conscious mind is right here, right now. The subconscious mind is obviously our memory. Now, the veil between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind is at its thinnest when we're most emotionally susceptible. So that's either when we're going to sleep, waking up in the morning, or we're in a high emotional state, right? And so this is why we remember memories that were highly emotionally charged, because the brain takes a snapshot in that moment, because the veil is so thin, it goes, oh, from here to here. And so when you're struggling with something emotional, that is when, if you can show up for yourself, hello Mina, when you can show up for yourself, if that in that time that you can reprogram yourself to speak differently, to sound different, to speak into what you want rather than what you don't want, what then happens is you actually create change from that. And so when curveballs come, I am very pragmatic, I am practical, I'm not overly emotional. They're just not things that happen to me, because I choose to see it differently, and I choose to see that everything can be solved. And sometimes that can be annoying. I think sometimes people can feel like when we're solution chasers that we're invalidating where they feel or how they feel, and that's just not the case at all. Instead, what it is wanting to allow that person to show up as their highest self, wanting you to show up as the highest, the best version of you. So if you come to me with a problem, I also want you to come to me with suggestive solutions, and you're looking for me to guide you on which is the right one. Not come to me with a problem in the dark, moaning, wallowing, and, you know, bitching, right? Because that's not my role as a coach. It's not my role as a mentor. You know, if you feel like there's deep stuff that needs to be healed, then that's what therapy is for. And so I think when you're addressing curveballs that come in your life, whether they might be positive or negative in the moment, I think the key things are being willing to see it differently, speaking to what you want rather than what you don't want, because over time, speaking into what you want will become a reality, because over time you will recondition the mind. So you will start taking action in a different direction. And I think number 3, more than anything, is that is the time to pour into your own personal growth. It's the time where you least want to do it. You don't want to hear someone's positive advice. You don't want to hear practical advice. You don't want to hear anything. But that is actually the time that you need it most.